Hey guys, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat, and sorry I'm late to the party on this, but of course, as the Haunter community knows, Sunstar, the worst company ever, has just released their new 2024 catalog. And we have so much to talk about here. I don't have all the time in the world right now, so it's going to be relatively short than other people's videos since there's so much to talk about. But we have Gemmy to take a look at, we have Sunstar to take a look at, and we have a lot of knockoffs. We have actually quite a few cool stuff from them. So yeah, here is the front page. Let's just get right into it. No hesitation. Front page right here. You can see Jemmy's Leatherface and some new Sunstar stuff scattered all over the lawn. Looks good. And here we've got our first page. Now, of course, something right away that catches your eye is something I am just gonna jump right into here. Oogie Boogie. Of course, I do not think this is Sunstar. This is, of course, Gemmy, obviously, making this Oogie Boogie like they did last time. But, there are no lights. And last time, I had a bunch of gripes with the brown one since the green light didn't shine as much as it should have. And it didn't make the whole thing green. But this whole thing is green right here. And it has no lights whatsoever. I love that. I really do love that. I was not a fan of the lights at all. Just go ahead and add your own lights. I had no care for lights being on the actual Oogie Boogie. I think this one looks actually awesome. The stitches are there. The face looks classic. It's the size. I wish it was 7 feet, since, I mean, in the movie it's basically 7 feet. Or maybe even taller. I don't know, but it's 6 feet, and I think it looks great. Although, where's the dice? I mean, it might just be getting covered by that ghosty there, but I don't see any dice. I don't know why they had to take that away. I think that just, I don't think that actually subtracts from the prop, but it doesn't really add anything. I love the dice. I don't know why they had to take it away. I think that would actually add if it was there, so I take that back, but it's still a really good prop, and I'm glad they came through and made this, just took the lights away and made him green, but I still want those dice back. But who knows, maybe I'll pick this thing up for $250. Not a bad deal for a great character, and considering all the animation and stuff he has. Next, let's get right into it. Just some junky pumpkin man. Why is he a ghost, and why does he have a witch hat? If you're gonna make these pumpkin men with like the digital pumpkin faces, just do it with like just a pumpkin man. Don't make it a ghost witch pumpkin. I mean, this whole thing is just classic Halloween, but I don't really like it. I don't even know if it's the digital pumpkin face. That would be good. I like to see those more often. We don't really, which is weird, but I don't know what's going on here. It's just a whole classic Halloween creatures just stuffed into one Sunstar piece of junk. And here we have a generic Reaper, but there's literally nothing to say about this thing. It's just a generic Reaper. And here we have a generic Reaper with a unique animation for once. As you can see, his jaw dropped. I know old Gemmy props used to do that a lot, and now Sunstar's getting on it too. I love how this looks. I love the jaw dropping. That might make for a good jump scare. And again, a lot of old Gemmy props used to do that. And new Gemmy props too, like the one from Lowe's. I know we had like 3 variants of it. I actually bought one on the sale, so there's more. I don't know if he's standing. Oh, hanging. So yeah, that's him. And then of course we've got the Gemmy 12-foot mummy, and that is everything on this page. So we are going to the next one, and right off the bat, we've got these 2 characters, which I love both of them. Let's get into it. We've got the doll dropping mouth. Again, basically the Gemmy standing jaw droppings characters, but with different characters, and now they're hanging. And very low budget, $31. Can't go wrong with that. Basically just not standing, like I said. And different characters. And they're a little bit smaller, 72 inches. But yeah. Anyway, we have this swamp creature. It's called the Big Mouth Shaking Reaper. Of course, it just shakes around. Just classic Sunstar you got there. But I like to call it a swamp creature. It's a very unique concept, very unique look, and I love this guy. Oh, what did it just do there? All right, let's zoom out and we've got knockoffs. 3. I mean, I don't know. Let's just get into this guy right here. Another 12-footer that is probably going to kill, like, a lot of people. I don't know if I should call this a knockoff since, of course, Sunstar and Jemmy are in a collab with each other. And if they weren't, this would be a knockoff of Jemmy's 12-foot Reaper. But they are, so I don't know if Jemmy let them do that because it is scarcely close to their 12-foot Reaper. But yeah, let's get into these 2 other knockoffs right here. Alright, I am now back. I just stopped the video there. I just went and did what I needed to, and now I am back, and I have a bunch of time, because I realized I have only got through, like, a page, not including the front cover, a page and a half, and now we can talk about the ripoffs down here. I mean, I talked about this guy. We have 2 very stupid looking ripoffs that I just am gonna laugh my head off. I think every single haunter is laughing their head off at these 2. Here we've got this is obviously Gordo. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about him. He's not even on the pillar. It's just the Gordo pumpkin head on the body. Now, of course, we have seen a Gordo ripoff before, but if you want to see my thoughts and opinions on him, go to my video on him. I have a whole video dedicated to him, so go check that out before after this video. But my opinions on this, what the hell? Okay, first of all, stop ripping off Gordo. 2 or 3 Gordo ripoffs is enough. Yeah, I don't think we need another one. Of course, it's just that pumpkin mold, which, again, I actually do like this pumpkin mold. They've been using it for a bunch of their props, and I do like it. And then they make the top blow up and call it a Gordo. And it's not even on a pillar, not a pillow. They give it some just crusty-looking body. Put skeleton rib cages on it. And give him skeleton hands, and then they give him hay, and then it's the Gordo. Just make this thing a tabletop if you want to make it a Gordo like the last one. Don't put a crusty-looking body on it, and I'm not sure I'm going to even want to see the phrases or animation. The animation is probably even not going to be a jump scare. It's going to be some slow rising, if that. But, I mean, what else is there to say? It's a terrible knockoff, I think we could all agree. Oh, not new, right? And we've got the Inferno Reaper from Home Depot knockoff. This is obviously the green variant knockoff. Now, let me just say with this one, they have got the face down. That is a really good mimic of the face. I actually do love, we gotta give them credit for the face. They actually did a really good job. If they want to rip off a prop, they can rip off a prop. As we've seen in Nightcrawler, just the sculpts. I'm of course not talking about the actual prop because this is not, of course, Inferno Reaper. But this is just trash. But if they want to make the sculpts as close to the props as they can, and that's what they did here. And, of course, with this sculpt, we'll be seeing it in a lot of props in the future, because, unfortunately, that's how things work with Sunstar, as we saw in Nightcrawler, and probably the Gordo, and now Inferno Reaper. Not Inferno Reaper, now Inferno Scarecrow. And of course it'll have that dumb Sunstar animation, if animation at all. And it's just a crappy looking Scarecrow. So that's all I have to say about this page. Let's move on to the next. These two I think we'll talk about in this page. I kind of wanted to do them separate, but I don't see why I need to do that. Now, this is a very laughable page too, but there are actually some decent props. I don't want to say good. Well, let's say this. Good compared to everything else on this list. This is one of them. The skeleton ghost carrying the stroller. This stroller actually moves around, so I bet just moves forward a bit, and then after like a few seconds moves backward, like the rest of their moving props animation. And I actually do like this concept, a ghost mom, ghost parent, ghost guardian, if you want to call it. And of course you could put like a little zombie baby in there from Spirit Halloween. And I actually do like this, especially for that price. And if you guys want to pick that up, I do support that, because I think this is, if you guys want to pick any of these props up, they're very low budget, so I do support that. That's the only reason people go to Sunstar for props. Me, myself, when I was a young haunter, and I actually do like this one, and I think you can agree with me. But I mean, the quality, of course, as you can see on that stroller, is really, really flimsy. Probably just like a Dollar Tree 99-cent store doll's house toy thingy. But I do like this. And I don't know if the Reaper will have animation. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe if we're lucky, like jaw movement, some phrases, head turning. I do not see light up eyes, and that is a plus in my opinion. And that's all I have to say about this little animatronic. And of course, this is what, our like 1000th Wednesday Addams ripoff, and it looks terrible. That's all I have to say about that. And here's one I actually like. This guy I did kind of like, but that was kind of compared to everything else on this list. If this actually came out as like an actual prop that wasn't Sunstar, I can believe Jemmy, I can believe at Big Lots or drugstores. But if this came out at like Home Depot, Spirit, Lowe's, or Party City, I would trash it a lot. This I actually kind of do like, even though it's not really a life-size. It's more of a groundbreaker, of course, as you can see, but it is actually pretty big. Much bigger than most of their groundbreakers. It's like a full, and I saw this down here. It's a full body. I saw this down here, and you can see that's kind of maybe it's cloth or something, but I think that is a base right there. Because then it goes like over here, but I mean, maybe that's a base. His head and arms move, so it's gonna have that side-to-side groundbreaker animation, I bet. Along like the pumpkin we've seen at Big Lots and everywhere else. And I do really, really, really like that sculpt. And I do like the lights. The green and red really work with each other. And I like that little strand of hair. It makes him look a little creepy. I do have a complaint, which is the hands. I do not know why they're clown hands. And then they have skeleton hands on every single clown. But I do like this guy. And we have another very laughable prop, even though it is not a ripoff. When coming from Sunstar, a laughable prop does not have to be a ripoff. That's what Sunstar has taught us. We have a hanging, shaking Freddy Fazbear. That's literally what this is. This does not look like a clown. What is that? Are they trying to go with the realistic clown? Because, I mean, on every single clown, they've made it a monster clown. Well, every single clown except that guy. I literally just looked at that guy. Every single clown, they give him white makeup, just teeth, and make him a monster clown. This, they give him actual skin, but then they make his hands white, And then they give him some goofy cartoony grin with just a goofy cartoony face mold. What is that? And then of course the clothes suck too, but I can't look at this thing anymore. Alright, we've got another clown, and I do kind of like this one. This face mold is actually pretty good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think it is new, and it's got some human coloring on there, and it would be pretty believable if this was a human clown, not some monster clown, but then again, he has skeleton arms and no legs. But I do like him for what it is, and he's a cool hanging prop. We have the Scarecrow. I do actually like him too. He has no arms. That's a complaint I have with just Sunstar Scarecrows. Just give your Scarecrows arms. Don't be lazy. It'll cost you nothing too. He's $15, so I mean, he shakes. He's a cool little hanging prop, and if you can pick him up for $15, I say it's probably worth it to just hang and make a difference. And I really do like this guy, especially that face mold. Yeah. And, oh yeah, forgot to mention this. He's a knockoff of the Wizard of Oz Scarecrow, and they put a pumpkin. But that is I'm not including him as a knockoff because that is very, arguable. But he literally is. Anyway, we have, I hope, it doesn't say down here. It says the arms move, but I hope another digital face pumpkin man. And, yeah, he looks pretty cool. I like the clothes. I like the green stuff. It really adds to the prop. They have no hands as usual. And again, I hope that's a digital pumpkin face, but I can't be sure. If it's static, that's fine with me. It's a cool little light up guy. And yeah, this page was interesting, especially him. Alright, we have this page to look at. And we have another pumpkin ghost thing. I guess that's this new trend with Sunstar. Put a pumpkin head on a sheet and call it a hanging prop. But this time, they kind of did something pretty cool. And they did that gemmy thing where like the prop's head goes up and down. And it's taking a pumpkin off its head to reveal some happy ghost. And yeah, I really don't know what's going on here, but I kind of do like it. It's just classic Halloween, and you can't mess with that, and it's fine for what it is. It's very cheap looking, and I don't know why you would buy this no matter how much it is. If they're giving it to you free, I still don't know why you would take it for your haunt, but it's cool little hanging prop, I guess. Not much to say about it. And then we've got this clown. I do like this clown, if I'm being honest. That face mold, tell me that isn't one of the creepiest Sunstar clown face molds. I believe this is new too, so they're finally coming up with new face molds, and they're not half bad. That's a good thing. Some of their face molds are terrible, but I do kind of like this guy. His clothes are another thing to look at. They do have detail on it, as you can see there, and I do really like that. And yeah, we have another jumping spider ripoff. Nothing to say there. If you buy this thing, it's going to break in the next few minutes. And then we have this guy, which I do really like. I don't think this is a new face mold since they use it on not every prop, but they use it on some props. And they use it on things like zombies and stuff, even though it's meant to be a clown with that circular nose and all that stuff. But it's obviously a jester, and I really do like it. We need more jesters in the Halloween industry. I'm going to start to make a movement if we don't get any this year. But Sunstar brought out one, and it's purple. I do like this color scheme. Purple, black, blue, and white. That is a great color scheme, and I do kind of like that face. It's pretty creepy, too. Oh, we've got one more. I almost missed her. We've got the Leverator Girl knockoff from Spirit Halloween, but they went the lazy road and made her a hanging prop. So that's her, and that's this page, and now let's move on. And I think nope, that's an SVI thing. I almost said digital-eyed skull. Unless they're ripping that off, of course, which wouldn't be a surprise. But it's probably just a metal-looking silver skull, not metal, because it's not metal, it's metal-looking silver skull that they probably put those goofy-looking eyes in, and I kind of like it. And then there's really nothing to say here. Good little statue for a house. And then we've got this lamp. I kind of do like the lamp. It's got that projection light inside and a skull. And I do like the lamp. A bunch of spiders on the outside and bone wind chimes. What is wrong with my voice? Wind chimes, which I dig. And then we've got a new crawling hand, which is a crawling human hand, but this one looks pretty bad if I'm being honest. That doesn't really look like a human hand. If this was on a monster hand, maybe I would give that some leeway, but it's supposed to be a human hand. You can definitely see what it's supposed to look like, and it just came out really wrong looking, and the top has no blood whatsoever. I mean, but I guess you can just come with a bucket of red paint and make it a gore fest, but it's still pretty bad. I don't know why you would choose this over the rest of the monster hands, but we've got a skeleton groundbreaker, really nothing to see here. It's just a skeleton torso with some chains, and I bet it's not even a life-size groundbreaker. I wanted to talk about this one a lot, but I'm gonna try and make it quick, since those few pages were the ones I wanted to focus on for this video. This thing is epic. Let's just all be honest here. For a costume, for just cosplay, this thing is epic. I really do like this thing, and I need to see where it's being sold, because this, I know it's probably going to be like foam or something, but I gotta get this. Come on. That's it. Oh yeah, it's a globe. Another one in the millions of globes. Now this page, I just wanted to say, I do not want to talk about this page, because I think every single thing on this page we've seen. Obviously we've seen. And I don't know what's happening here. They are all new. May not be true, but I don't know. Maybe they changed the size. Maybe they changed something about it. But I don't think we're going to be going all over the inflatables this year, because either something happened or they're just all the same and one tiny thing's changed. Now, the only thing to talk about here is another generic Reaper from Sunstar. And hell, we're not even going to talk about that. And we've got this red, this just, I guess, black body with black skeleton hands and a red skeletal face. I do think that is pretty cool looking. We've got these two little pumpkin guys. This thing is classic. I really do love that. We'll probably be seeing him in Target. Just gives me a Target-y vibe. And then this guy's pretty cool too, with those vines off him. And yeah, looks pretty cool. Looks like the one at Spirit. I do like him. Can't go wrong with those classic pumpkin men. And we literally have a duo of just generic Reapers and a duo of generic dolls. I could not care less. Let's move to the next page. We have a generic witch holding a ball, and I'm not even going to talk about the goofy animation or phrases. And another generic witch, but that face is just so... They've got to work on their witch face molds, or just stop making witches. And why make these? That's unfortunately everything on this page. And I do like this mummy. Cool little life size. You can see they are changing up their bases, which is good. It looks like he's standing on a computer, but hopefully that's not what's happening. And I do like this mummy, if you can find him for a low budget, but... And of course, Home Depot, as we know, made the 12-foot skeleton have lighting and change colors and stuff, and that's what they did here. But I don't think anyone bought this. I know no one on the internet, no one in person who has bought this. And if you make it rainbow and charge them 50 more bucks, I bet no one is going to even look at this thing. Plus, I wonder how many people killed this Halloween. 2 generic skeletons. Skeletons are always good to see. We've got this skeleton with wings, just those mini skeletons. I do like that guy. And we've got a skelly in a coffin. We've got a bunch of bones. We've got a bag of doll heads and a bag of silver skulls. That's new. And we've got this skull pile, which again looks like another thing that would be sold at Target, if I'm being honest. Basing off that Target vibe, they like to go for Halloween props. I do really like this one. Looks surprisingly realistic. Oh, yeah. Okay. Kudos to Sunstar. Because, you know what? They made a cleaner looking version, I guess, of the, witch skulls, I want to call them. Voodoo skulls, whatever. And they did give it some cool new designs. I do actually have the top one. So that's cool. I do love those skulls. Can't go wrong with those. Now, when Sunstar wants to make a prop, when Sunstar wants to give a detail, when Sunstar just... Ignore that. When Sunstar just wants to make a good prop, they can. If they don't want to make it, they probably know they're making crappy props, but they do it because they make money. They make so much money because people want low budget props even though they're crap. And I don't blame them because I have definitely been down that road. As we can see in these 3 skulls. First of all, if you told me this one was from Distortions, if you told me this was from Distortions, if you told me this was from all these skulls were from a professional prop company, if you told me that blindly, I would believe you. If you told me it was Sunstar, it would knock me off my feet. These things are epic, especially that one. I really, really want that one if I can find him. Definitely 3 brand new skulls that I adore from Sunstar, believe it or not. Now, I think this was last year's model, but they gave it an Enter If You Dare instead of Cemetery. Nothing to talk about that. I also do wonder how many people that killed. Another big skull. It kind of looks cheap. Nothing to talk about here. This is pretty cool. These resin, I think, little props. I do really like them, especially that one. Cool design there. And we've got a wreath with skulls and a wreath that is actually a knockoff of the Nightmare Before Christmas's wreath, of course, as you can see, but I do really like it. And we've got a few more pages. We've got 2 more pages, and we've got this little ghosty lighting thing that honestly creeps me out. And we've got Jack Skellington pathway markers. Loving those. Probably going to end up at Lowe's. As all the Gemmy character pathway markers do. And we've got that crazy cool looking pumpkin. And a crazy cool looking pumpkin stack. Can't go wrong with those classic pumpkins. Keep on bringing them. I'm loving them. We've got a generic Reaper with a lantern this time. And another generic Reaper that is just big compared to his rib cage and arms. And we've got a generic doll that is another Wednesday Addams knockoff. Keep on bringing them. And this doll is actually pretty creepy. I don't think that face is supposed to be creepy, but it is. What is wrong with it? That's just weird, honestly. And I'm sorry we had to end this catalog on a bad note, but that's probably what's going to be happening for Sunstar catalogs for the years to come, let's be honest. This isn't a tree. This is dog crap. Like I said with a few of these props, if Sunstar wants to make a good prop, they're going to make a good prop. If Sunstar wants to make money, they're going to make this. And of course, who doesn't love money? Sunstar is just thinking they're going to make money, and they are. These knockoffs, that 12-foot skeleton, every single thing on this page, I can bet you, is going to make lots of money. Even that piece of crap. Even that. I don't even need to talk about that tree. Everything will make money, no matter how crappy it is. No matter if it'll fall apart like that jumping spider knockoff. No matter just how crappy the thing looks, how crappy the quality is. If it's a low budget, it's gonna sell. But that's Sunstar's catalog for 2024. Thanks for watching, and as always, it's the Digital Pumpkin Cat. Like and subscribe.